been a long, long time since we spoke to you. Welcome to Fringe Toast. My name is Bobby Abercrombie, and I am here with Matthew Plotner, my co-host. And we're here for the first time since November. Yeah?
The last time we did something was November. The last time we released something was November. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a bit.
It has been a long... I will tell you that it was this whole COVID situation, it was like the worst holiday. Just the worst holiday season I've ever had in my entire life. It
Absolutely.
was just the saddest that you could. I mean, I love my family a lot, and I appreciate. I didn't realize how much I appreciated our collective get-togethers as much as I did until it was all said. No, like we're not doing it. We can't. There's a lot of people. There was a lot of people in my family that caught the virus.
Ooh.
Yeah. So like Thanksgiving through Christmas, there was a lot of us that were in quarantine, not just because they were worried about getting it, but because they in fact had it. So, that was pretty tough to go through. Typically it's like 80 people, like 60 to 80 people at Thanksgiving, and 60 to 80 people there for Christmas.
I thought I had a big family gathering. We usually have maybe 15 or 20. 25 is a max we'll get.
We got like 5 generations that get together on an annual basis.
God, but the knowledge there, man.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I would love to sit down and talk to like an older generation, World War II vet, and just hear the stories. God.
Well, my grandmother was maybe the last one that lived through that period. She passed away a couple of years, just last September. So not this past September, but the September before that, she passed away. So right after she passed away in September, we had our holiday season. All right. And on her deathbed, she was talking about the fact that she did not want us to stop doing this. And then the following year, we literally had to stop.
So you done pissed off grandma.
No,
unknowingly and unintentionally.
No, I think Granny's somewhere. She's probably knowing. I mean, I don't know how the afterlife works, but I would expect that they have at least a dial on what's going on in our heads and our minds and our hearts.
But that's why we're here. We're going to figure it out, damn it. Or at least put our 2 cents into it.
Right. So we want to figure out what's going on the other side. There's intelligent entities, and then there's ones that are just like chops of history, like replays of history. So I didn't want to get too. We're not going far. No, sir. You've got. You're not off the hook, man.
Okay. Yeah, I know. So a lot of the reason we haven't been back for a while has been my fault, and I will totally buy that and totally own that. It's been me. Long story short, right after we did that interview with the psychics, it was maybe a week or two, I decided I needed to change careers because there had been literally nothing for me since June. So,
that's insane that it happened like that, because the majority of your reading, well, some of your reading was about the fact that, like, what do I do? You asked a specific. Rachel asked you to give a specific question. You were specifically like, what do I need to do? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But despite their advice, I did the real estate thing. So I was in school for that, tests, trying to find a broker, stressing over, at this point, 9 months of no income for me. So 9 months of bills piling up, 9 months of my wife stressing. And it put me in a dark place. I'm better now. I'm happy to hear. It's so that's why we're back. So it's my fault. Don't get pissed at Bobby. Write me the hate mail again, right? For all of you that are out there that are mad at me because we missed so many episodes. We're good. We're back. I'm happy. I think Bobby's in a good place. I think we're all back and normal.
As sad as it was that I didn't get the holiday season with my family, it was a very much a time of personal reflection and, looking at things that in my own personal life that maybe need some change. Maybe need to start looking at some things like, because I'm getting a little older, you know. I'm only 33, but the time flies by so damn quick. I mean, we together, the world just experienced the new year. It just seems like that should have been like 2 weeks ago, maybe.
Right.
And we're almost done with March. We're visiting to jump into April. I don't know when you guys will be viewing this. It'll take you some time to go through it, I'm sure.
A little bit.
But by the time they see it, it might even be into April. But we are here currently March 20th. Question mark? Yeah.
Yep. 20th.
I hit it on the dot.
You did. It's amazing. Well, see, that's the problem is days bleed together now. Because of this COVID crap. You don't know what day it is. Half the time, I don't know if it's Friday, Saturday, Monday.
The only thing that kept me on track was WandaVision. When WandaVision,
right?
That was a beautiful thing. And then it ended for 2 weeks, and I just kind of wandered around in the wilderness. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
We haven't watched that yet.
I have.
This is gonna have to be cut out. I haven't watched. Don't say a word. I haven't watched it yet. We totally forgot about it yesterday.
Look, man, these people they're human too. You guys, you dig the Disney.
Oh yeah, dude. Who doesn't love Marvel? I mean, come on.
Well, there's some people out there that aren't as much into it as I would expect. Like, it blows my mind that somebody doesn't like this stuff. But for real, everybody likes different things. No, I'm also the type of person that just, when someone talks about watching, like the Pimple Popper Lady, you know what I'm talking about?
Chrissy. Yeah, Chrissy loves it. I can't.
That's the strangest interest. Why in the world would you spend your time watching that?
It makes me nauseous just thinking about it. It really does. I can't. If she wants to mess with me, she'll go, watch this video. No. And she'll wait till it's right at that moment where it's oozing.
Yeah. Just not just that, but like any kind of like medical thing. I don't dig it. I don't like it to happen to me. Let alone I don't want to watch it happen to other people either. I don't. No, that's not entertaining. It is the creepiest interest.
It really is.
But again, different people like different things.
So
yeah. Let's get into it.
Let's talk about. I want to start. You can tell me where you want to start. I want to start with.
Let's talk about the picture that you sent to me, and you can share it with them and how. Because I spent probably more than a healthy amount of time staring.
I assumed you would. That's why I sent it to you.
I spent more than a healthy amount of time staring at this picture, and like you were like. It's a shadow person, but it's got cat ears.
Yeah, it has a cat ear. It was creeping me out because I sat down that day and just started researching different types of shadow people because I'm going, there's got to be one where it's the animal head, right? That makes sense. There would have to be something.
Like horns. Maybe we're mistaking these ears for horns.
Something.
What is going on here?
It was driving me nuts.
It was me too, dude. It drove me bananas, and I just kept looking at it. And then I stopped focusing so much on the entity, the thing in the background, this thing. And I started looking around at what else is going on in this picture. Cause the guy's playing video games, and it kind of looks like he's like peeking around the corner, looking around, trying to, see what, if he's doing all right or whatever. And, I took that. I was like, this kind of seems like whatever this is interested in it, wants to see this person succeed in whatever task he's trying to fulfill on this game console. And then I was like, but what if I don't like video games? What if there's somebody else in this house that is irritated by this activity? And then I was like, I would totally, if that was my brother sitting there playing games the whole day, he's got a stack of drinks and stuff like that right there next to him. So I think that he's been camping all day long. This man has been stuck to.
But who hasn't done that once?
I mean, I've done it before. I've done it recently, but there's nobody else around. It was just me. But if it were me and I had been witnessing this person play this game constantly for hours and hours and hours, I would be inclined to try to mess with them a little bit.
See, and when you said that, when you sent me that, it was a security feed from a home, and the wife posted the picture. So as soon as you said that, I'm like, that's what it is.
That's exactly what happened. She said she threw not just a t-shirt, but a Deadpool t-shirt.
The fact that you know that.
She sent a Deadpool
I love the fact you stared at it long enough to figure out it was a Deadpool t-shirt.
The reason, and you can share where I draw out the Deadpool face. Like, this is Deadpool. She threw a Deadpool t-shirt directly in the man's face while I was playing video games because she was irritated at the fact that he's got. And I can't tell you folks how long it took me to come to this conclusion, but I debunked the cat-eared shadow figure.
An unhealthy amount of time I can only imagine, because you figured out that. See, that's why I know it's an unhealthy amount. You figured out it's a Deadpool shirt, which even when you pointed it out to me, I'm going,
what?
Maybe. Oh, yeah. After you did I'm like,
I had to circle it. I brought up the app and circled it. I was like, look, there's a face. There's a face on the t-shirt. That was a fantastic fun. I was like, it might take me a minute. I'm a little bit slow sometimes, but I'll get down to the bottom of it if I can.
So, but that got me digging deep, and that's kind of why I wanted to look at or talk about the shadow people stuff.
Okay.
Because I started digging into that really deep, and I came across a theory that I absolutely love for that. My favorite theory so far, obviously there's the aliens, right? There's time travelers, there's interdimensional beings.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of theories for them. My favorite so far that I found, and I think this is it's an astral projection. So when you go to astral project, that's what you see is the shadow of that person walking around during astral projection.
Oh, I don't know if I buy into
that.
this. I don't know if I don't know if I dig it. The reason I say this is because why in the world, as an astral projection, if you didn't have any kind of malicious thing in mind, why in the world would you worry about hiding? Yeah.
Well, see, I don't think it's so much hiding. I think it's more the fact that, yeah, you heard that too. Okay. I think it's more the fact that it's just the person not being.
It didn't come
seen
through the mic.
No, it was over here somewhere.
That's very weird.
Yeah, I get that. That happens all the time in here. It drives me nuts.
It's so homeboy, ain't he?
This is where he's supposed to stay. So he'll once in a while just kind of go, "Hey, I'm still here." Let you know. One time I was up here recording, and I've got that incense burner, and I had burned it like weeks ago, and I could smell it just like I had just lit it while I was recording. I'm like, God damn it.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I didn't interrupt you. He did.
Yeah. But I don't think that's necessarily that they don't want to be seen. I just think your astral projection can't fully be seen face on.
That was mine. That's ESPN. I turned it down. You saw me do it. I'm going to blame that guy.
We can do that. I'm good with that. Stop touching shit. Okay, so if you don't like the astral projection, what is your favorite theory?
I don't have a favorite theory. I don't. But, I mean, so I suppose the astral projection is just as good as any. I don't know. I'd like to see more. I'd like to see more information about this whole the alien thing that you came across. Like, can you go into what's the basis for that idea?
The basis for that, from my understanding, is they're here observing, and it's only people who have been abducted, supposedly, who are seeing them. So regularly.
Oh,
now,
really?
Well, people who have been abducted see them more regularly. The rest of us will catch glimpses here and there, but the ones where people see it, where it just stands there and stares at you, no matter whether you're looking at it or not. Those happen more frequently, supposedly, to abductees.
All right.
Whether I buy that or not, I don't know, because then you have to go into the whole, is abduction real? I don't know that abduction is necessarily something that we have all got to fear. I don't think I'm going to walk out my yard tomorrow and somebody's going to pull me into a spaceship and probe me.
Yeah, but you never know, man.
You never know.
They wipe your brain.
Supposedly, negative blood is alien blood.
Negative blood?
If you've got negative blood, so there's positive blood and negative blood.
Right.
Negative blood, Rh negative blood specifically is alien DNA.
Yes. Do you listen to Friday?
I don't.
They literally just dropped this week an
Did
episode
they?
about Rh negative blood. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out.
So I'm familiar with what you're talking about.
Well, Chrissy and one of my son both have Rh negative.
Oh, I can almost tell that.
You can't you?
Yeah, because they're supposed to from what research Captain Kelly's Cryptids and Conspiracies, just name dropping for him. From what the research that she did, what she found was the fact that like Rh negative women are much stronger, and typically smarter and things like that. They do have typically have more issues with childbirth, which is pretty common. She went on a rant essentially about all the attributes, both positive and negative attributes to Rh negative, like essentially like nobody can donate blood to them. You can't, like it's almost a necessity for them to donate blood on a regular basis, because they can't donate blood to anybody else or it will get rejected.
Better than that, we found out with our first two kids, if they're pregnant and their kid isn't Rh negative, their body will actually attack the child and kill it.
Yeah, that's what.
Which is crazy for a blood type.
Right.
That's weird.
So there's wild theories out there about this is the one true race. It's the one that which has kind of got some Nazi feels to it, right?
I thought you meant like the original human race, not like
no.
Okay,
no, this is the superior one. The superior one. Yes.
Now I'm bored. Yeah, I don't know.
That's not good. But then there's the other side of the coin where they do have the issues with giving childbirth, and in the event that the child does have the same bloodline, it's almost like a self-destruct mode for this blood type. Like we don't want to procreation is almost against the rules of having this blood type,
which leads credence to the whole alien thing, in my opinion. I don't know. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but to me that makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, we got off on a tangent.
We did.
We're here to talk about shadow peoples.
We normally get off on tangents. So.
We do. I often know that gives us ideas for episode options in the future.
But how familiar are you with the shadow people stuff? Did I stumble on something you don't know? Did I achieve it?
Yeah, you
wow,
did.
Holy shit.
I don't know very much in what research I was able to do from the time that we like literally said, all right, it's time. It's done. We're finished.
Hey, that was you. That wasn't me. We're recording this weekend, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But we, from the time we decided that we're going to talk about shadow people until now is seriously like 2 days. So from the amount of research that I was able to do, the only thing that I really gleaned was psychological analysis of what shadow people are, and essentially what they say on the Lore podcast. Are you familiar? There it was again.
I think that was downstairs. You'll hear the door shut down there. It's probably taking the dog out.
Oh, I think that was the exact same sound that we heard earlier.
Might have been. I just thought about it now, so that's probably what it was.
All right. Well, not that I felt creeped out before, because I've been here enough where if this dude's not comfortable with me, then he'll let me know, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what they said, the people of the Lore podcast were talking about was the fact that essentially the shadow people are a projection of all your darkness inside, your internal darkness.
I hate that shit. That's it's a cop out. I hate when people do that cop out crap.
Yeah, I thought it was very, very like you're not going to try to look at it as a physical thing, a spiritual thing. You're not even going to
right.
You're going to break it down to it's a thought. It's literally chemicals and a chemical reaction inside of the brain. That's what you're going to go for.
I mean, I get it. It's easy to do that. I
suppose it's just as valid as it being an alien race or someone astral projecting, but it's not fun. It's not fun. It's not a sexy idea.
See, and then I got into it, though. There's different types of shadow people.
Okay.
There's the big one that a lot of people see, which is the man in the hat.
Oh yes,
which looks
okay. I've
just
heard
like-
of the Man in the Hat.
So there's that one. There's the ones that are, they've got the red eyes.
Well-
Those ones are associated with a lot of like fear and anger and hatred. And when you look at it, you just immediately get this intense feeling of dread and fear.
So one thing that they did allude to was the fact that Slenderman might in fact be a form of the shadow creature or shadow
have heard
person
that
or whatever. And it does seem like the majority of these, aside from Slenderman, are experienced in bed. Whether or not that's sleep paralysis or
That's a theory.
that's a theory too. Like it's part of sleep paralysis. And I mean,
I was actually looking. There's scientific evidence that backs that theory up.
well, there's almost just as much evidence for the idea that, what's the demon's name that there's essentially sexual succubus. There we go.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of parallels between the succubus and these shadow creatures in that very line, that they're both experienced primarily in bed or at night. Typically, whenever someone and they're both attributed to the idea of this sleep paralysis thing.
Interesting. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I don't like it though. I still don't like it, but it makes sense.
That's just not. It goes back to the whole thing. It's just a projection of your own darkness, and it's not a sexy idea for sure.
It's not, because to me, it takes away the grandness of the world we live in. That's why I like the UFOs and because it makes the world we live in bigger.
Right, but isn't the hope of all of that to actually find evidence for what's going on?
I agree. No. And if it turns out to be that, I'm totally, hell yeah, I'll be on board. It'll still make me a little sad.
Right, because yeah.
Yeah, because it takes away the richness of everything. But so I wonder if, and I want to touch on this because I don't think we've talked about this yet. So I wonder if, and I couldn't find anything on it. If anybody out there knows, hit us up, leave a message, a comment, a post, whatever.
Do it.
Can shadow people appear as white? We always hear about them showing up as black. It's always dark.
Oh, the cloak and dagger type thing.
Can they show the opposite? Can they show up white and radiate love? And the reason I asked that, I have a specific reason I'm asking that.
Well, I suppose that if, a being of light, I would, the closest thing I could figure to that would be an angel, you know.
I didn't even put that together. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's the literal definition, I think, of an angel is like a being of light and pure joy and happiness. Unicorns and popcorn.
That's not where I was going, but I think you're probably right. So to get to where I was going, twice now, both my oldest daughter and my middle daughter have been in my bathroom right there, taking a shower, got out of the shower, and the other side of the shower is the door to just the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Twice now, they've said the exact same thing. They'll get out of the shower, and standing in that door is a woman, older woman, dressed all in white hair, white skin, white everything. And she just stands there and looks at him for like a minute or two, and then she's gone.
Well,
they've said the same story twice and come running out of there screaming.
Like they're scared of it?
Like they're scared of it. But I mean, they're the oldest is 10, the other one's 9. So they're going to be a little bit scared of something that's not supposed to be there inherently.
Yeah. Have you guys talked to them about it?
Oh yeah. No, actually the last time it happened, we sat down and talked and said, hey, my wife got pissed, which baby, I'm sorry. But I sat down and I told him, like, sweetie, if it happens again, just remember, it's just a person.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a person without a body. Ask her what she wants. Maybe she's trying to ask you for something.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess I think we need. I know our last episode was with the Metaphysical 3, but I think we need to talk to them again on a number of topics for real.
I agree. Totally.
one of them being like Jennifer had spoke on the episode where we interviewed them about how she interacts with her son, her children, about what they're experiencing and whatnot, and how she tries not to lead them down a certain path. And she, like, if they bring it up, she'll talk to them about it, but she's not intentionally trying to drive them down that road or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it probably would be good for you to do kind of a solo conversation with her in general about that, and see, if she has any experience with her kids, if they are maybe they're showing signs of psychic abilities. That's
what I keep talking to my wife about. I know for a fact she's an empath, my oldest. I'm 100% sure on that one. I mean, there's no doubt. But that's the thing. She keeps seeing more and more stuff, though, too.
I mean,
and that's why I told her to talk to it, because the amount of stuff that we've seen in this house and we've experienced, and I've got stories that my wife has experienced that she told me about over Christmas
that we can't know about.
We can know about it. I'll tell you in just a second.
But
the
last time you did this, it didn't end good for you, homie.
True.
It is what it is. It's yours. That's your conversation to share. I'm not going to stop him.
She knows
I'm trying to work for you people.
I keep telling her she knows me. I taught anger management for 10 years, and every story that happened here happened there. So everybody knew about it. But anyway, so that's why I think there's whatever's here isn't evil, because it keeps showing itself, but it's showing itself in playful ways. Jingle bells for the dog for the door.
Okay.
That's what it is. Bobby's listening for every noise. What is that?
I am so tuned in. All the wax is melted out of my ears, so there's nothing left to block. I feel like I got superhuman strength in my ear holes.
So
sorry.
The story from Christmas. So
okay,
we're sitting there making Christmas cookies after the kids go to bed. She likes to bake them up so they can decorate in the morning. We're sitting there cutting them out, baking them. I'm on the other side of the kitchen, nowhere near her. In her left ear. Was it left ear? No, it was right ear. The way yeah. So in her right ear, she told me she heard somebody, and she felt them breathe. She's like, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "I'm over here, baby. I'm nowhere near you. I was not near you. I haven't been near you for a while."
That sounds exactly like Jennifer's first experience that she had with so from, if you can't tell, I went back and watched.
No.
But it sounds like Jennifer's first experience with the entity that they had in the back. Mm-hmm. You could feel a change in the energy as the sun went down.
Oh, yeah.
In this small town.
It really was. It was weird.
It was very strange to like when we first got there, it was like I was really excited, very, very, very up and bouncy, and kind of like really excited to get this thing going. And it's almost as soon as we hit go, it was a change in the atmosphere in the back of that building. And you could, what they attributed to was the fact that there is something back there. And Jennifer had our first experience back there in that room with the dead. Typically, prior to that, she's seen guardians and angels. That was the only thing that she's seen.
Yeah.
So it's another reason why maybe we need to talk to her again and see what she has to say about the comparison between the shadow people and the guardians.
Oh, that would be cool.
See what her perspective is on that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she experienced the same thing. Whatever is in that back room, it's to tell that man to stop breathing on me.
Real quick, the noise y'all are hearing, my son is outside. He wants to play with the bricks for the patio. So you hear that sound every once in a while because I can't stop him from doing it. I've tried. God knows I have.
I mean, it's a nice touch.
It's that constant brick sound. Like we're in a brickyard. But anyway, that's my kids. I love them.
What else happened?
We've had that happen. We had the lady in white now twice. We've had more footsteps. We've had the dog freaked my wife out the other day.
They got a new dog.
Oh, yeah, we got a puppy. Thank God, because, puppies are great.
Yeah.
I'm saying that on air. Look, baby, I'm telling people out there in the world, I love the puppy. She's amazing.
She is a very cool dog.
She's a nice dog, but I didn't want the damn dog. But that's okay. She's a great dog. She really is. But one night, was it?
His heart is going to melt.
Yeah.
Eventually, all this bullshit that he's talking right now. Yeah, right. He's gonna be like a super villain with the damn dog. Yeah. Trixie.
Anyway,
there's Matthew with Trixie. There's some shit going down.
That's what Chrissy keeps saying. I think she's probably right.
I know she's right.
Anyway, what happened was the dog was staying I think she was in our bedroom. This was one of the first nights she came to our room. It was like a week after we had her. And she just starts barking and growling at something in the corner. And neither one of us can see it, but she is dead certain there is something there. And every night she'll bark at something in the doorway. I think it's a cat, personally. I know the first time it wasn't, because none of the cats were in the bedroom. So I don't know. But she saw something. And it's the same room where the kids keep seeing that woman in white.
Well, they say that animals in general have a general sense of they can see into a different plane than we can. They can see different spectrums. Canines and can probably smell more than anything, and they can smell into a different dimension. But
if only. That would be cool.
Yeah, you smell like donut. It would smell like fresh donuts in a different dimension. I don't know why I went to donuts.
I don't know. I want a donut now.
Me too. I just made donut stock go up. But I don't know. There's no way to test that theory.
There isn't,
because you would have to have you'd have to know a confined location for a spirit or whatever. You'd have to have a confined location that you confirmed that there's a spirit entity that exists, and then be like, dog, can you well, dogs can't talk, never mind,
start barking again.
Maybe you do train them to smell out the spirits, the ghost, like a Scooby-Doo, man.
There we go. We may have our own Scooby-Doo. We may have to do some training.
Trixie.
Is it here?
Is it here? Talk to her like Ren 1010. Do you remember that show? That was a long time ago, man. That was like way, way early 90s. It might have even been produced in the 80s and we just didn't see it to the 90s.
I don't know.
No, it was Lassie. Well, there was Ren 1010 was a crime fighting dog, but Lassie was like the hero, and Lassie would come up to the guy and be like, "Row, row, row."
Where's he at, boy?
Timmy's in the well. Yeah. So
we may take advantage of that. Let's see. Figure it out.
Scooby-Doo. I told you you're going to start loving Trixie even more. She starts working with you on the paranormal cases. You ain't got no help. She's going to become a colleague. You're going to have to start paying her.
Right? Hint, hint, guys. We want to be monetized. Help us.
Right.
We can do a whole lot more with more money.
Yeah, maybe we do need looking to get some sponsors for the show. That would be good. You yourself have invested a lot of cash into this idea and the show and everything, and I really do appreciate you bringing me along for the ride.
I love this shit. I do. I love it so much. So I'm totally down. You
guys are fantastic too. I do very much appreciate you.
There's still 41 of you all subscribed to us, so I'm rather shocked considering how long we were on a break.
Thank you guys so much. Before you go, will you go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button? Well, it's not been George Noria and it ain't Coast to Coast, but I'm Bobby and that's Matt, and you've been served Fringe Toast.